What's up? I don't really have this on right, but listen, I'm trying to do this fast because I had some people come and spend a night here. So, listen, I know the answer to this. You know, it's kind of like my video that's titled, I think it's called Jeremy, and some other guy, I think his name starts with a K, or Cringing Racist or something. I don't know why I have the title. But I don't know what video it is where I talk about, I actually know the answer to this because it's just that the person's racist. But at the same time, I'm still want to ask it as like a question here that just bubbles my mind. I understand it's just weird to want to do reviews when you have bias in you. It's just weird to even want to even listen to someone that is clearly a bias and take advice from them. And I will explain. I said several times I'm done with Jeremy. But sometimes I just get really bored and I can see his review really quick. And he's the first one that pops up, and I really cannot stand Chris. I never watch him. But Jeremy has proven several times to be a biased, racist piece of shit. I caught him being a hypocrite so many times. But this is the thing, man. The thing is, I don't understand, like, if you dislike a movie or like a movie, I don't really think anything of it. But the thing that bubbles my mind, I explained this before, and I think it's called the Jeremy and whatever guys the Cringing Racist. I don't know which video it is. But I know I have it on the Chris and the Jeremy guys, the Cringing Racist, why I bring this up too, is when I see these movie reviewers, these single loser movie reviewers, biased movie reviewers, talk about how they felt a movie sucked, but they have anger to them. Especially when they're adult and it's about a kid's movie. It just doesn't make any sense. But so I would be fine if someone's upset by seeing a movie that they felt that sucks, but the thing is, it's kind of one of those things, like I said, I know the answer, but it's just like one of those odd things but this is only around the time that the KKK or white supremacists are mad at a movie months before it comes out, talking about some feminist or woke shit, and so when your review comes out, you're somehow angry than any other movie that's came out that year that was actually worse, which I explained before. But so that is just like I said, I know the answer, but I'm just concentrating on the anger of where they're talking about movie sucks. They don't have anger to them like he did for the Marvels, Turner, Dark Fate, and all that, blah blah blah. But then praise another movie. Like he didn't really praise this movie I'm about to bring up, but he just it's way worse than the anger that you put for certain other movies, and I'll say the Marvels. And that movie is called Thanksgiving. I missed out on it last week, and then I decided I'm gonna wait for certain people who want to see it with me, because I was supposed to see. I was out of town, and I was supposed to see it with them. And what happened is I lost my credit card. The kids were acting up, so we didn't have the best night, to sleep at this hotel and stuff, and blah blah blah. So anyway, so this thing. So anyways. So the thing is, I don't really, I kind of probably just listen to Jeremy talk about Thanksgiving. And this is the thing, I was very confused from the start. He said something about the guy who did, he's not a fan of him. And, I just really know when his name comes up, I think of the movie Hostel. Part of me wants to double check it to make sure we're talking about the same guy here, but I'm pretty sure the guy who does Thanksgiving is the guy that does Hostel. I don't really know his name's like Eli or something like that. I don't know his name. But I just usually, if I hear it, I kind of know, oh, that's the guy that did Hostel. So when he's talking about, I think he said he's not a fan of any of his movies. He's not a fan of any of his movies. It's like, Hostel's a really good horror movie. It's probably in my top 5 favorite horror movies, or 10 or whatever. I don't know. Never thought about it that much. But Hostel's a really good horror movie. But he said, but this is his best one. So part of me wants to recheck that review, but I don't want to. But something about I think he said something about, but it's his best one or something. Movie that he does. Yeah. So I was thinking, so you're telling me that this movie is better than Hostel? Didn't believe it, but hey, I have plans to see it anyway. So like I said, I never trust Jeremy's reviews. Usually sometimes I'll watch anyone if I'm planning on seeing the movie anyways, and just to get an idea, because it wasn't like I didn't want to watch the trailer. I don't like to watch trailers to horror movies anymore, so where who gets killed. So I decided to listen to something, and he can quickly get to what the review is. And I remember him saying something about, normally I don't listen to him, I just go right to what he gave it. And he says something about somehow how he loved how it started out with the killing or something, and but when he got to the ending killing, it's not the kind of killing I'm like he tried to make it sound like it's more kind of like trying to be gross or something. I was like, what are you talking about? It was just like, it's like they ran out of money again. And the thing is, that's a common thing that I constantly hear. But the thing is, I'm sorry, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but I guess I didn't really jump the gun, because my main point is to make sure, I want to make sure it's clear, is when I see these single losers on YouTube, racist, biased idiots, get angry about a certain movie and like another movie that is, I will feel it should be impossible to like. The people I went to said this movie sucked. They actually guessed the killer before I did, and I was like looking at them like somebody must, because I'm the one that always guesses the killer, but they guessed the killer within 2 minutes of the movie. I wasn't paying attention that much. Where they were saying somehow they were after something about where it says 1 year later, they talk about what everyone else is doing, and then but they didn't mention someone as how they knew. But right after they said who the killer was, I actually put the whole movie together. I knew there was gonna be something about someone being pregnant. I actually knew the whole thing, but I was like, someone must have mentioned that to you, but they said they knew it from that part right there. But anyways, who cares? The movie sucked. And the thing is, the point is, I want you to understand, is remembering how someone gets so upset about a movie, especially a kid's movie, and talk about another movie as if it's something, and it's really nothing. It was shit. It's just like, are you saying this movie's better than Hostel? I'm not going to double check and see what the F he said, but no, Hostel is way better. It's just... You're not a real movie reviewer, because I would at least know what Hostel was. I would have took 5 years to review the Raid 1 or the Raid 2. You're not a real movie reviewer. But this thing, man, this is another thing I notice about people who hang out on one color as biased people. I mostly see, I notice this, but I really do see it in my girl side family. I feel like, what I've seen as in whites that hang out on one color, they have this thing where they go see movies, or they say movies, they find interest in movies that they feel like they're supposed to like, as in, as their group-wise, one race group. I notice they have interest like movies because they feel like they're supposed to be in these movies. That's why in that TV show called Gen V or B Gen or whatever it's called, little spoof of, I'm not spoof, but something like, a little side thing for the boys. Where the guy said, what are my favorite movies? And she goes, oh, you're a white guy. You're like Shawshank Redemption, Star Wars, And I know this as a common thing. People hang around color. That's why I don't really like, I did those videos talking about white people do bad movie reviews. It's just a common thing, as in the ones that hang around one color. It's typical what they're into. And it's just like weird to want to be that kind of typical person. But it kind of seen in my girl side family, where like I said, like let's say her mom, like a mom or dad, they don't really go to the movies, but certain people suggest movies for them to watch. And I notice it's from their kids, not my girl, because my girl does not watch one of these movies, is they'll talk about, oh, they saw this, we were told about seeing this movie. And I was like, I know who's telling them to see this movie. It's like their kids, the certain kids. I know which ones. And they end up, thinking, and I said, that movie sucked. And I said, did you watch that movie? The movie's boring. He said, it's not a movie I ever want to see again, or they didn't finish it or something, or, so I know where they're getting advice from. But the thing is, every time I show them one of my movies, they love it. They want me to, I tell them, about one of my movies I show them, but, tell them about one movies to check out, like give them advice. Movies that I said are good, they love them. And it's just like everyone, I don't understand people. None of it makes sense. Like I said, I can talk about these dumb biased movie reviewers, but at the same time, like I said, it's all crazy with me because the movies that make money these days is how and why. Why is this possible? How did Friday Nights at Freddy's make $70 million in the first week? Why is this happening? You know, and like I said, there's so many things I talk about people hating on one color, and I talk about in my movie, and I want to bring this up. This is something that I thought I kind of want to show the text, where, you know, someone else that, you know, texts me, you know, that I used to know, you know, we still keep in touch only by texting about what they ask my advice for movies. And I brought this up for the Culture, whatever it's called. Denzel's son plays in it. Where, what happens? I said, a common thing with people hating on color, and said in my review, is they always try to say, oh, it's has a feeling of this movie, and they'll say Blade Runner. And I say it's always movies that people hating on color, they feel like they're supposed to like or something. You know, Blade Runner, Star Wars, you know, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, and all that. It's like, you know, so the thing is, what I did say, and I felt bad saying, because I feel like, does that make me like a hypocrite? Because I said, you know, the culture feels like Golden Child, you know, and I was thinking, man, hope don't make me feel like a hypocrite, you know, and then it hit me, oh, Golden Child's not really, I don't know why I had in my mind, like, anything with Eddie Murphy is like a black movie, so I want to be like a movie, because I was saying people hang on color, they always mention some movies that are just mostly movies that star one color or are supposed to be liked by people like that, and I was like, I mentioned the Eddie Murphy movie, I mentioned Golden Child, and then after the text, I started thinking about it, you know, I was thinking, I think Eddie Murphy's kind of the only black person in that movie. So, but anyways, but what I was gonna say is, and I was gonna show the text is, someone gave me a text that says, yeah, this movie reminded me a lot of Golden Child, and I was like, oh, I want to say, that's why I said in my review, but I don't want to tell this person I'm on YouTube talking about movies and crap. But I want to say, it's like, look, this is why I said in my review. Let's see how you know, we're spot on with each other. That's what I said. I'm able to relate with other people. You know, just these. But this crap that's getting praised on YouTube, it's like no one wants to rewatch that crap or want to see that crap. You know, but I gotta go, man. But the main point is I'm trying to get into. It's just the main thing is the anger I see. That's usually the main things when I bring up certain movies. Like when I like to use certain movies for examples that are being attacked and movies being praised. It's just it's the one way I remember. It's the anger about the movie. And then seeing what the person praise. And it'll be some really trashy shit, dude. You know, and I'm not gonna really go over, Thanksgiving, but that movie, the first people I went, they said the movie was trash. I mean, they didn't know I was falling asleep, and I didn't fall asleep. I was just like, you know, like kind of wanting to doze off, but it's just, no, people, no. And when I kind of think about little pieces I heard from Jeremy about this movie, none of it making any sense. Something about the killing, the way they did the killings, all kind of, you know, it turned too gross or something. And there's a couple of times I've seen Jeremy talk about a movie, and I'm left with thinking, what the hell was he even talking about? Did he not see the movie? Like, they'll say things where I'm like, did you not see the movie? I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not going to be one of those people, you know, to act like that, because I block people that give those kind of dumb comments. But it's just, what are you talking about, dude? This happens a few times when Jeremy has said some of his reviews. I'm like, I don't know what that whole part of what it has to do with this movie. It's just, what are you talking about? The killing turned into like every other horror movie, like My Bloody Valentine. They run out of money. There's so many other ones, but I got things to do, because people are probably, I told my girls to postpone them just in case they get here, and told them just give me a moment, and because I'm not, I was honestly going to have them come into this video, but not be in the video, but you hear their voice so they can talk shit about the movie. Let them know, like, be a part of this, so they can. But I said no, because I wouldn't put them in the video, because I'm aware of now. It's just what I see on YouTube. It's just a bunch of single trashy people, but I still try to give out that advice. But still, it confuses me, the main thing of the anger about a movie and then the praising or the way they act about a certain other movie. It's the anger part about being mad at a movie and seeing what they praise later. Peace, I gotta go.